Greetings, Good News channel viewers. Today we are going to talk about our own health. To be very specific, we will be talking about mental health. Now, what is mental health? Mental health is actually how you are healthy in your thinking, in your emotions, and how good you are in deciding. To be precise, the willpower that you have. The major aspects of our mental health is our mind, our emotion, and our capacity of decision making. Today, we will focus on emotions which are overrated sometimes, which are exaggerated, or sometimes even suppressed. Now, let's go to the topic called emotions. As we know, emotions play a vital role in our relationship within ourselves and also how we perceive our society or our environment. Now, what is emotions? There are many experts, medical doctors, psychologists, psychiatrists who talk about emotion. To be precise about it or to keep it in a nutshell, let's say emotions are something that you experience on everyday basis. You experience them in your mind, as in your cognition. You experience them physiologically through your behavioral. All aspects, emotions are intertwined. And let's go for the definition so that you will have a clear idea about emotions. Emotions are basically response to any stimuli that you confront in your existence. In precise or in other words, emotions are what you experience in the form of thoughts, in the form of feeling, and also your behavioral acts. Now, how emotions affect? When you are experiencing an emotion, let's say anger, you have raging thoughts in your mind to hurt somebody, to hurt yourself, or you think that is injustice and you are uncontrollable. And what you experience physiologically, you have palpitations, your nerves come to your skin, your eyes get dilated, or sometimes even it becomes red. Now, what act do you do based on the emotion that you are having? Either you punch, either you slam the door, either you cry, either you sleep off. So, every emotion that we have has a very and a vital role in our lives. Now, how do we know what we are experiencing until we don't know what it is within? And also, to add to the importance of emotions, emotions play a very huge role in between our relationships that we have. If our emotions are attached to a person, an object, it can bring chaos or it can pull out us to another corner. Why? Because when my emotions are attached to a person, it is called emotional inclination or emotional attachment. Because my emotions can color the perception or the idea that I have, my emotions can make me believe what is not true. Example, if I am inclined to a person and I like that person, whatever the person does wrong, I will not be able to correct them or I get blinded when they do so. Why? Because my emotions are tied up with that person. Or let's say an example, a child is getting addicted to mobile video games. The child will not know it is not right to have that game in his mobile. Why? Because the child gets excited. The child is happy whenever the child wins in that game. Therefore, the emotion of the child is tied up to the mobile app or any video game which gives a rise or an impulse or a trigger to rise of the emotion. So that's why the child gets angry, because the child is not inclined to the parent the way the child is emotionally inclined to the video game. Emotions are very vital because it is always inevitable not to face them. And emotions play a vital role in your relationships. Let's say, for example, a child is left alone at home without being, not even informing them, or a surprise sudden prank on a friend. It evokes, or it makes us to express our emotion, what we are feeling about that situation. There are different emotions that we experience on a daily basis, but there are few theorists who says we have primary emotions, we have secondary emotions, and we also have tertiary emotions. Psychology, or experts in psychology, states that we have basic 6 emotions that are very vital, and there are secondary and tertiary emotions which are the combination of the primary emotion. For example, when you're going for a job interview, you are excited and also nervous, which means you have fear and also joy that you will be attending an interview. These examples will help you to understand how emotions can combine, interchange, and have a huge process within ourselves, and how it colors our mind by giving us new perceptions. Recently, there are many newses and words of thoughts that are coming and rushing in our mind while we watch news channels, while we talk with our friends, while we read something. Every time a thought comes, an emotion gets aligned to it. And every behavior that you do, an emotion is behind it. Say, for example, recently we've been hearing news about wars all around, and there are chances that even world war can happen. When you hear these kind of news of uncertainty, we get fear. And also, we think about our future, which can also cause fear. So far, we were talking about what is emotion and how it can influence us. Today, there are different terms that are coined instead of the word emotion. Let's say, for example, feelings. Is feeling and emotion the same, or is mood or emotion in the same? Because very often we say, I feel this way, or very often we say, I am not in the mood of doing it. Now, what is the difference between emotion, feeling, and mood? Emotion is the actual experience or the response that you attribute to a original or existing stimuli, let's say threat, let's say something that gives you happiness. Feeling is what you interpret after you experience the emotion. Let's say, for example, you have fell down. The immediate response that you do is shiver, or you get blank out because of fear. But when you get up, when you express it to your friend, or when you express it to another person, you will say, I got scared, or I got terrified. That is a feeling. Now, what is the difference between mood and a feeling? A mood is a persistent state of an emotion. Say, for example, I feel dull because I had a lot of works in the evening. So, there is always a difference between an emotion, feeling, and mood. Let me repeat. Very often we get misguided of what we are saying, but actually we feel something different. Emotions can be combined, as I say, we call it or term it mixed feelings, or it can also be a racket feeling. Now, what is a racket feeling? A feeling where you express it, but not the actual emotion that you go through. Example, if you're riding a bike or a car, you bump into somebody else, and where they dash your vehicle or you fall, you immediately shout at that person. Generally the behavior that has been aligned with the emotion should align or should have genuine alignment with that emotion. For example, anger ought to be expressed only when there is an injustice happening to you. Now, what happens when it comes to this example? You shout, which means you're angry at the person who has bumped into you accidentally. But actually, the genuine feeling that you have to express or you have to experience is threat or fear. Now, what we do, we unknowingly or knowingly, we express the racket feeling or a feeling that we have been so used to, or how we express ourselves in that particular manner. Many a times, what you actually feel can be a racket feeling or an unauthentic feeling that you're actually feeling. Let's talk about emotion being contagious. Can emotion be contagious? Yes, it can be contagious. It can influence by what you allow for yourself to rule over you. Now, how emotions can be contagious? Let's say, for example, you are talking with a group of friends or you are hearing news. Like I said, news is of war or news is of death of a person. Slowly, you can see how the news, which has some sadness or fear, gets inside your mind. Continuously, if you see a news, it definitely affects your mood. And even sometimes people say, when you're hearing music, songs, they do affect your emotions and they do affect how you feel. You get aligned with the song, you get aligned with the emotion or the feeling that the song gives you. Therefore, emotions are very contagious if you allow them to be. Now, let's talk about why it is important to have emotions. People say, I'm a very subtle person or I don't express much. That doesn't mean you don't have emotions. You are processing it inside of you and you are not allowing it to go out of you. Still, you are emotional. Many a times people comment on somebody saying, you are too emotional, which means they are expressing it too much. But the truth is, it is good that you let go of that emotion and also the thought behind that emotion, because emotion is capable of coloring your perception about a person, about an environment, or even about a concept. How emotions affect our thought, our perception about the world, the person, and the concepts that we tend to believe. Now, why it is important to regulate or to understand our emotions? Because based on our emotions, we tend to decide. Based on our emotions, we tend to think, and based on our emotions, we behave. Let's say, example, you meet a person whom you are so angry with. Will you be nice? No. Either you avoid them, or you tend to fight with them, or you try to at least argue with them because of the anger that is within. Emotions are very vital in our life because sometimes the word called gut feeling comes because of the emotion. You don't feel safe or you feel good. You feel it is okay to go on, or you even have the excitement to start something. That gut feeling which makes you motivated, that gut feeling will make you to move forward, is caused by the emotions that you pertain. Also, your health, your physical health is intertwined with your emotions that you store. Many a times, we store our emotions with our memories. Whenever we relive our memory, we also relive our emotions, which is not quite good when it is negative. As in, when you have anger, when you have sadness, when you have grief, when you have envy, when you have jealousy. But the memories which have emotions like love, joy, peace, happiness, which improves your health. Studies say, or psychologists stated that emotions should not be intertwined with the memories that you have. Now, how do you know that you are healed in your inner being or you're happy? Only when your memories are not intertwined with your emotions. Now, how do you sense or how do you understand what you like or what kind of emotion you are going through? Being mindful of your emotions. Now, how do you be mindful of your emotions? First, you need to be aware of what is happening within. Let's say, for example, you want to manage your anger. You need to know why you get angry, or why you get sad, or why you find jealousy only with that particular person. Understanding what you are going within will help you to understand the environment that you are in. Many a times, we are not aware of what we are actually and also what we are going through within. There is a saying which says, know the truth and the truth will set you free, which is applicable especially in your emotions. When you are aware of what emotion you are going through and why you are going through, that truth sets you free. And how to find out the truth? Only when you accept, yes, I have an issue, or I am twined or aligned only to one particular emotion always, or when I express only one particular emotion always. When I accept, truth sets me free. And also, if there is an issue in regulating your emotions or streamlining it, or if you are a person who hides everything within, it is okay to ask for help, because when you ask, it shall be given unto you. So today, we've been talking about emotions. Emotions are the responses that you give to any stimuli which is physically present in front of you. It can alter your thinking, your perception, your mood, your behavior. It is important to regulate your emotions, and also it can rule over you if you allow it to. And also it can be very contagious. So, if you know that joy is contagious, why not spread it? Hope you enjoyed the new information about your own self. Thank you.